Most women think they've lost themselves in midlife. I don't think that's actually what happened. If you've spent years taking care of everyone else and lately you found yourself wondering, what happened to me? Or why don't I feel like myself anymore? Then this video is for you. I'm Michelle, and I help midlife women come back to themselves through small, steady steps that rebuild self-trust. And today I want to talk about what may really be happening when you feel disconnected or lost from yourself. And maybe you have felt this too. You know, everyone's favorite restaurant, everyone's schedule, their preferences, their needs, because you have spent years showing up for your family, for your friends, for your work, and for your community. You were busy raising kids, attending practices, lessons, church activities, appointments, and making sure everyone had what they needed. And somewhere along the way, life became about managing everyone else's world. Then one day something feels different. Maybe someone asks what you enjoy doing or what you want. Maybe you finally have a little time to yourself and you realize you don't really know. And why? Because you have spent so long focusing on everyone else that you stop checking in with yourself. I don't think that women lose themselves because they're wives and mothers and caregivers or sisters or friends. Those roles aren't the problem. Women lose themselves because somewhere along the way, they stop including themselves. They stop asking, what do I need? What do I want? What sounds good to me? What would support me right now? The self-disconnection happens slowly. One postponed personal need, one ignored feeling, one, it's not that important, it's fine, right? Until years pass and you realize you've become an important person in everyone else's life but your own. And that's why you think you've lost yourself. You've simply lost connection with yourself. The good news is connection can be rebuilt. If this subject is something that's connecting with you, I share gentle reminders and simple ways to come back to yourself each week in my newsletter, The Simple Stride Snapshot. So weekly pause that helps you come back to yourself without pressure to change or to keep up. I'll leave the link below if you'd like to join us. And before you try to figure out who you are again, ask yourself one simple question. What have I stopped doing that used to make me feel like me? Not what should I do? Not how can I improve my life right now? What made me feel like me or rejuvenates or refreshes me? What brings me joy? Maybe it's a quiet cup of coffee. Maybe it's journaling or sitting on your front porch. You don't need to bring everything back in your world at once. Just choose one thing, one small act of self-inclusion. That's where the reconnection begins. And because once you begin noticing this disconnection, another question often comes up. Why? Why do I feel disconnected from myself in the first place? And that's exactly what we're talking about in the next video in this series. There was a season in my life, couldn't imagine showing up for things like class reunions or trying new experiences, not because I didn't want connection, but because I felt disconnected from me. Today, I find myself saying yes to experiences that I would have talked myself out of a few years back. And not because I became someone new, and not because I rebranded, reinvented the old Michelle, but because I slowly started coming back to me again. And that's what I want you to remember today. You don't reconnect with yourself by becoming someone brand new. You reconnect with yourself by including yourself again. If this feels familiar, continue with the next video in this series, where we're going to talk about why so many women feel disconnected from themselves by midlife. And if you like more support as you be coming back to yourself, be sure to hit subscribe and join me in the next video. We'll see you next week.